I love it. No, you're not confused. You don't need to check your calendar. We know it's not Friday, it is in fact Wednesday, but it's a very special edition of Staffing Mania Live. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this revolution where we are trying to shake up and flex our muscles as recruiters, as account managers, as staffing leaders in the industry, so that way we can help you excite, engage, and execute for excellence with what you do and who you serve. Hello, welcome. I'm Amy Yackowski of Pain Point Strategies, and I am here with my partner in crime, who's here to flex not just his muscles in his muscle t-shirt today, but all of his sound knowledge and expertise that he has in the industry. Richard Rosner, the Staffing Shark. How's it going, Richard?
I'm loving it, brother. Boom! I had to do that, little thing here. But you know what, real quick, Amy, before we even start, it's all about building your body and your business together. When you build your body, and that's actually why I just have the tank on, really, because I just came from the gym, basically. But all joking aside, seriously, you have to build your body and then your business together, because if you build a body and you love it, then your business will flourish too. And that's all I have to say about that.
Strong mind, strong muscles, strong strategy, endless execution. I love it. Well, and I told you, Richard, beforehand, at some point today, I want to see a little bounce there.
Oh boy,
with the
we are in paradise. You know what I love about this, though? Like, this is something the industry needs. Seriously, they need the facts. We all talk about everything. It's like just great and everything's got flowers and sunshine, but there's a dark side of the staffing industry that we have both ends. We're going to bring out the best of you, but we're also going to tell you about the facts that, you'd be looking at home. It's like, why am I doing this? So we keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so these past few weeks, we've really been talking about this idea of how you can engage and connect with your potential clients and candidates, basically meeting your audience where they are, meeting them where the needs arise, both physically, like where your feet are, where your presence is within your community, but also how you're being a partner and an ally to them and helping encourage them to come to you. It's not just if you build it, they will come. You also have to do a little bit of flexing. You have to put a little sweat equity into it in order to bring it to you. So today we really wanted to just take this and expand on it even more, because this is something that we are super passionate about how you can stand out, especially in an industry and an environment right now where everyone is starting to feel the strain and maybe starting to panic and thinking about, what do I need to do in order to continue to help my business thrive? And it's not the most obvious things. Usually, my background, obviously you, Richard, know, and for those of you who may or may not know me, my background has been in technology for almost 20 years. I've worked in or with at least 3 different ATSs in product design and training. And I always say tech will not save you. Tech will not save you from what really is happening deeper within your organization. And so when we have these moments of panic, when we start to see that maybe we're not getting the needs we want, not getting the client relationships that we desire, and maybe not having the candidates come to our door and stay in our house, we think that technology is going to be the solution for all of it. And while it's a part of it, it's not the kit and caboodle. It's not going to save you from what else might be happening. And so really we wanted to talk today about this idea of relationships and nurturing relationships. So Richard, immediate thoughts and reactions on this idea of how to nurture relationships beyond using a lead nurturing system that one might have out there.
Oh my. Well, you know what? The funny thing is, Amy, about all this, our websites, we always say they got to drive traffic. I'm the first one to tell you, I pulled my website down 4 years ago and didn't lose any business. Yes. Do you need a website? Yes. But I did a study for 4 years and rocked it out. And the reason why is because of relationship. That's the whole key in all this. That technology stuff is great. That's like TNT. That's extra. Is that going to get you the belt at the end? It's going to add you a little bit of protein, but it's not going to get you to the finish line. It's not going to get you that championship belt. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today, and for me, it's all about, understanding their needs. I'm going to tell you straight up, Amy, every time I go into a client, they say the same thing. End of the day, do not sell me a body. And that's what our industry is doing. I have people for you. Do you need them? Stop that shit, guys. It doesn't work over and over again. And these are hiring managers, HR. So how do you do that? You got to
Yeah.
understand the needs. And like I said all the time, you'll love this. I just do a coffee chat, beer chat. I don't even freaking talk about staffing on the call. Dude, it's about talking about football or working out or the rodeo here in West Virginia, whatever it is. And that's how you start building a relationship off the bat. If you go in right off the bat and do 13 seconds, hey, I got 5 people. You interested? Nope. Click. That doesn't work. And that's what happens to all the sales reps out there. They're trying to buy the client. You can't buy a client. You can't.
Right. Especially as we talked about last time, not with like stress balls and donuts. It's going to take a little bit more than that. And it really, it takes more, but it doesn't necessarily take more effort. It just takes a different mindset of the way you think about, approach, and cultivate and nurture these relationships. I think, one of the big things, Rob, who is my husband, but also one of the team members here on the Painted Porch, he's our MC, our master of communication. You might see him pop on here in a future session. He talks a lot about this idea of language is contagious. And what he means by that is the words that you use, the language that you use spreads. And you want to be really mindful about the type of words and the language that you use when you are defining who these people are and then how you're cultivating these relationships. You just said something, and what made me think about it, Richard, is you said traffic. How do we bring traffic? How do we bring leads? How do I get a placement? Those are not human terms. Those are not people terms. Those are transactional terms. And if we think about all of this in the frame of transactions, you're going to constantly be chasing the transaction dragon and trying to keep up on this hamster wheel, as opposed to thinking about this as how can I bring the right people into my world? How can I cultivate a person-to-person relationship with these individuals? Not traffic, not headcount, not placements, not leads, opportunities for people, for human beings, and for organizations.
You got that. And my favorite line is ocean of opportunities. When you're with the shark, you're in my ocean, and it's freaking fun. We have fun about the ocean. We can drink, we make money, we just enjoy life. And that's what you have to bring that. And I think it's your voice tone too. When I talk to people, it's all about the highs, the lows, the energy. Too many people are scripted. I think the biggest thing, Aim, is be you, be real. If you do that, staffing is so freaking easy. I say this seriously, and people's like, oh, Shark, you're bullshitting you. No, I'm telling you straight up, sales is easy. And you shouldn't even say sales. It's collaboration, guys. Please, let's get some of this terminology. We're not selling anything. Stop the selling stuff unless you want to sell knives or Vitamix or the other shit down the road, But this is what it's not about. It's about being a real person, talking to them. And one of the one things I want to talk about is open communication. I say this all the time. You know what? You're in a relationship. You're married. Open communication. Why can't we have the same thing with a client? It's a relationship. You're married to them, basically, for hopefully a long contract. Why can't we think that way? Right.
And treat it like dating, right? You don't come right out the gate. I would hope you don't come right out the gate. If you were on a first date and all you do is spend the entire time talking about yourself and everything that you do and that you can offer for them. No, it's a two-way conversation.
Amy, they don't have to worry about that. All I do is Google my name and they see everything right there. Just Google Staffing Shark. Really.
You're an open book.
It is. But
go ahead.
I'm sorry, real quick. But you know what? Sometimes that's what we're going to get into this today about the relationship stuff. If I tell them to Google my name, they'll see the videos, the content. And they're like, dude, you're always energetic. You got all these guests on, people like yourself. We do this together. It's not the Shark Show. It's everybody's show. And then that's how you get clients. How many times they just go on my YouTube and like, dude, you're freaking hilarious, man. We don't even need anybody yet, but come on and bullshit with me. Like, you're making my day. And that is how you get clients.
Yeah. And I think part of it, we're in a period right now in staffing where people are starting to feel the squeeze. They're starting to panic, and they're starting to, I would say, get desperate in their decisions or their actions to try to meet the needs the organization to meet some of their revenue goals and whatnot. And I think if we just take a step back, take a breath, and really think about what is it that I can do that no one else is doing, or what is it that I can do that no one else is doing really well. And the only way that you can know that is, number one, by talking to your people, talk to your teams, talk to your leaders, because they have hopefully their ears and nose and fingers to the ground. They know what's going on because they're having these conversations, hopefully, with their respective talent and clients. But also just going out and asking, having the conversation. Say, hey, you know what? I don't want to pitch anything to you today. I'm not going to come and bring you 5 profiles and ask to, please, can I have some more? Can you give me some more opportunities? It's like, no, I just want to have a chat.
I like that. Wow. Are you going for like a movie in another country? That's pretty good.
That's my Oliver Twist right there.
That was pretty impressive.
I'll throw out some more later on, But have the conversation. Be like, I just what you do, which is, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? What are you seeing? Where are you struggling? Where are you finding that you're bumping into barriers within, whether it's a hospital, whatever the business might be? What are you seeing? What keeps you up at night? And then from there, that's where you can then start to develop that relationship. And then it becomes, oh, and by the way, if you need anybody, here you go. But you've built that trust, you've built that credit, you've built that relationship. You're asking people to marry you, and they haven't even gone on a date with you yet. Like, let them get to know you a little bit.
You got it right. Understanding is just what you said. Understand the person. This is not a swipe site, guys. This women. This is not where you just swipe away and get, and I keep saying this over and over again. And I know there's coaches out there that do this. Throw as much as you can, 100 phone calls a week to every client in it. It does. I'm going to tell you right. I want to see the ROI on this, AIM. I've never heard anybody at the end of the day, they give advice, but they don't give actions. And like we said, our topic is, I don't want to generate leads. A lead magnet, everybody's a magnet. Everybody's a lead. The yellow phone book is a lead. I want to generate clients. And that's why I tell when I do consulting, dude, I can generate leads. You know what? Give me $100. Here's 100 leads. I'm out of here. And that's what our story is in our industry. But when you can generate a client over and over and over again, dude, it is like Hulkamania. It's StaffingMania, what we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah.
It is. And you know what? I got to say this. I keep saying this over and over again, and you're going to see this all summer. 38 clients in 18 months. You tell anybody can ever top that, and I'm doing everything else I did. And I did that myself. And I'm not going to tap myself, but you know what? I busted my ass to get that. But guess what? What we're talking about today, AIM, is everything I did. Nurturing a relationship was every client. And that's how you do it. If you want to be a champion, I'm going to tell you, I got the secret, and I'm giving it to everybody out there. Call me up or call Amy up there. It's easy. I'll build your funnel. You don't have to put any technology into it. Yes, that'll help when you're getting the candidates. But for the clients, dude, we can do this all organic in the community.
Yeah.
Do you like my voice in that a little bit? It's like, oh yeah.
I do. I like that. Oh, you dipped it down. You got really intense.
You see, because I was getting serious, right? Then I get pumped up again. The ADD kicks in. Here I am again, screaming on. Yeah, all joking aside, that is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. And I think the challenge I would make to any staffing leader today is, if you are feeling the strain, my first thing would be evaluate your metrics. What is it that you're measuring? Because what you measure is the outcome that you receive. I was just having a conversation this week with a staffing firm about their submissions. And they were saying, you know what, we've been focusing on quantity, and because of that, we've had a real drop in quality. In the percentage of the people that get submitted to finally get an interview, to finally get placed. And through that, it's actually impacting our reputation with our clients. And so it's like, yes, but that's because one of your key metrics is a recruiter has to submit X number of submissions every week. That's just you're just gonna get like shit scooped over the wall. I mean,
Time out.
Yeah.
Can I interject real quick here? Time out. I'm tapping myself in. Okay. So long story short, These submitting 10 candidates to each position, stop that. You got to tell the client, and I tell them right up, I'm giving you 3. I'm the agent. I represent them. If you don't trust me with my 3 best damn candidates, I'm going to say that word, then you know what? We're not doing business anymore. I'm out of here. I'm out of the ring and I'm going somewhere else. And all the time they respect me like, Shark, we built this relationship with you. We signed that contract. We believe in you. I'm like, just on the dotted line. You signed the contract, baby. Now let's wrestle, and that's what you need to have. This 10 submittals for each. And then, you got to call 20 people back and tell them they didn't get the job. I mean, you're wasting all this time following up, which that's another story. Half the people don't follow up on anybody anyway. I'm going to tell you straight up. These recruiters don't follow up with any candidate because I talk to them all the time. They're like, dude, you're like the only one that gives me your cell phone number and calls me on the weekends. These other people have to call me in 2 weeks and they blow the phone up. So at the end of the day, you can't submit. I know it's about a numbers game, but if you do strategic, you'll get your numbers with lower submittals. Trust me, it works.
I would challenge it's not a numbers game. It's a trust and relationship game. If you have those 2 pieces, but those take work, those take time, those take commitment, those take consistency. It takes more than just submitting forwarding a profile or a resume forward. It takes work to do that. And yes, while one can help inform the other, I would encourage you to slow down to speed up. Slow down for success. Instead of focusing your metrics on number of submittals, number of, head count, whatever it might be, if you can focus on quality first, that is going to pay you so many more dividends, because that means that if you consistently are the one that is putting in the extra work to send them the best candidates, not just the one that ticks the boxes, but the best candidates based on you understanding them uniquely and their unique needs and their unique drivers and their values, like all of those components, if you can tap into and home into that, you are going to be so much more successful, because the next time there's a need, you're going to be the first person that they call because you've built that trust credit with them. You've done the work beyond just the transactional. You've created a relationship.
You did. And I love what you said there, because I caught the Corvette, during your whole day, 2 hours, pedal to the metal. And then you put it in cruise control, pedal to the metal, and that's how it works. If you're just going like a snail the whole day, I mean, you're just going to get lapped and you're going to get pinned. It doesn't happen that way. One other thing is you got to be transparent. I say this all the time, Amy. I would say 80% of our industry, maybe I'm throwing this out there a little low, doesn't like the word no. I like no. Ooh, I'm going to tell you, Can I say something about my story? In high school, people said, no, you'll never be a bodybuilder, never win a bodybuilding championship. I won 3 of them. So when you say no, I say yes. If you keep thinking that way, even though we throw some positive motivation here, dude, nobody's ever going to say no to the Shark or Richie. That's what my grandma used to call me, Richie. So, nobody puts me in the corner. So at the end of the day, you should be put in the corner either. When they say no, you say yes, and you make it happen. Don't use excuses. And I love when, clients say no, because then I come back with my job agent attitude and say, this is why you should hire this person. And if you don't, it's going to go to one of your competitors. And guess what they're like? Bring them in. But some people are scared to do that because I'm going to lose the contract. You can never be on defense. You got to be on offense at all given times.
Yeah. And I think that with the no, there's that other piece. If you're focusing on transaction, if it's okay, no, move on to the next one, as opposed to no and leaning in, getting curious. Like, can you share with me maybe where did I miss the mark? What were you looking for that this person or, that this profile didn't seem to illustrate? Because often what is said in a job description is just the word. It's like the boilerplate words, but really at the end of the day, there is a human making that decision. If you can understand the human and what they really value, what they find most important, that's going to help drive it, as opposed to just relying solely on the requirements that were given in the job and the experience that was listed on the job description. Go deeper Go a little bit further with that. Be their partner, not their placer, right? That's the big thing that we say. If you be their partner and you truly take the time to understand them and what they need, and this is true on both sides, this is both for the talent as well, because they might send you a resume. They might say, I've done XYZ things and I have this experience and I can do blah, blah, blah. That's just what you've done. That's what you've done until today. Where is it that you want to go tomorrow? What is it that you actually want to achieve? What does a fulfilling job look like for you? What are your measures of success personally? Because that is going to help you find that great opportunity for them. Not just the next job, but something that fills them up beyond their wallet, that fills them up and makes them want to maybe do it again with you, and then again. And they'll trust you, and you will be their job agent, not just their placer. You're their partner in their success. And this is true both sides.
It's 100%. When people say, find your dream job, no, just find your dream recruiter or dream agent. That agent's with you for life, not the dream job, because the dream job would be just us all laying on the beach. I mean, that's a dream job. But at the end of the day,
you
hit
having
so many
someone
good points.
just bring me cocktails and stand me, you know.
Yeah, a little gym on the beach, pump up all day, be like cocktail, you know. Here's a couple of things I wrote down, Amy, and I did a little research here. Is some things that we have to talk about here is how critical is the role? You need to find out with the client. How critical is it? Nobody asks these questions. Another one is, you know what? How will the role fit into your team? I mean, is this just an added role? Is this something that you're going to be? Is this something that's going to be temporary, or is this something that you want but you don't need? And if it says that, then we're just connecting, because they're never going to hire anybody.
Yeah, they're just trying to check a box on their side to say, yep, we tried to look for this job, but it's not really. It's a want, not a need. It's not a critical role. And critical can be like capital C, urgency, but critical can also be a key missing component, a key missing element that you don't have, a gap within your team, within the talents, within the organization. Critical has many different definitions, and that's where it helps to even pause and say, how critical is this? But have them define what critical means to them. Because again, language is contagious, and we all have different definitions of what that term means to us. And so if we just take it at face value, what the job posting said, what they threw over to us as the staffing firm, and we just take it at face value and we still keep missing the mark, that's a signal, that's a cue that there's something beyond the words that are being presented in the job request.
You got that right. And I think it sums up open-end questions. That's what it comes down to. You have to open end the questions. And something else that I love to do is give them information on the industry. We're the experts. I send them stuff about manufacturing, healthcare, whatever industry I'm recruiting for or helping out with the client. They love that. They're like, hey, thanks, Shark. I'll read that. You know, if it's from Forbes or whatever it's from, that's educating them. Guess what? They're becoming better. We are seeing like we are the consultant, and we're becoming better too, because we're reading the article too. Or even if you take it another step, if you guys do LinkedIn newsletters, which is booming these days, why won't you send it to your clients?
Yeah.
Educate them that we're smart. We're just not somebody just throwing a body out there. They will respect you for that. And sometimes they'll read it and say, wow, I didn't know the industry was like this. This person needs a raise.
Yeah. You know, it continues to surprise me when I meet with different staffing firms and ask them about some of their numbers and some of their metrics and what they're then doing with that information. And it's so surprising to me how often the information just lives and dies with them. They're not going back to their clients and being their consultants, being their partners, being their counselors, their advisors, because you're right. We are supposed to be, and we should be, the experts when it comes to, you know, resourcing and talent management. But yet I feel like we're reacting just as much as our clients are. Flip the script on that. If you want to be the trusted advisor, the go-to client, the go-to job agent / recruiter / whatever term you want to use. But remember, the words have meaning. So be very mindful about the words that you choose to describe what you do. But if you take that extra bit and go, hey, client, we're going to do a quarterly business report. We're going to meet together every quarter and look at the numbers. Let's see, what have you asked of us? What have we provided to you? Where have we missed the mark? Where have maybe there's been a little bit of disconnect? And hey, if we look at this quarter over quarter, month over month, year over year, help them spot their trends so that way they're not constantly reacting and coming to you in a crisis or a panic because, oh my gosh, I forgot that every fall there's a big surge in healthcare needs. Really? You forgot that? Like, let's actually be proactive with them. Let's meet with them the quarter before and help them start thinking about what's going to come instead of waiting for them to send the jobs over to us. And same thing on the reverse with your candidates. Like, what is most important to them? What do they value most? What do they want to see? Where do they want to see themselves? Why are they doing this? As opposed to just sending them needs because it matches their location request and their specialty. Like, go deeper.
You just summed that up, and it's Scouts of America now, not Boy Scouts, but be prepared. That's the bottom line right there. You just summed up everything about it. And if we can say anything about both sides, when the client flips out, we're supposed to be there and not flip out too. And I see it over and over. Oh my goodness. No. That's when you have that cool, calm, and collect, and you're like, it's all good. Take a deep breath. I'm here for you. That's why you hired me, you know? So this candidate didn't show up for work today. Let me call them before you fire them. Let's see what's going on. Maybe something happened. Yeah. Maybe they're missing. Maybe they're on a milk carton. We don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to find out. And then when you break them down like that, because a lot of people, after one and done, oh, they didn't show up for 2 days. We don't know what happened. You know, it could be so many different things in their life. But if we put that non-panic zone in for the client, dude, they will come right back to you all the time because most of the staffing firms don't. They all panic together.
Yep. They all react. They're like, latest need, hot job, right? But if the client came to you and be like, we have this, you're like, yeah, I figured. Or hey, even before that, because you know there's patterns. There's pattern recognition. You can see it. It's often in your data. How well you track it is another matter, but it's often in your data that you can have out there. And wouldn't it be amazing if before they even asked you, you said, hey, I have a feeling, I'm like a little prognosticator. I'm like Nostradamus. I have a feeling that in the next couple weeks, this is probably going to happen because historically, this is what has happened. So you don't stress. Here's what I have for you. So that way you are prepared. You don't have to panic. You don't have to react. I got it. I'm on top of it. I've taken care of it for you so you don't have to think about it.
You summed it up so good. Yeah. All I say is, I got you. I said it right off the bat. I got you. You're on my shoulders now. I'm lifting you up and I'm squatting with you, you know? So it's like, and they love that. When you can say that you're their support and you're their backbone, because we are. They hired us, right? I mean, we're supposed to make their workforce productive. So why aren't we the backbone of the whole company when it comes to workforce?
Yep. And I will say one other thing, and you touched on it a little bit earlier, but be willing to have the difficult and the uncomfortable conversations with these individuals, whether it's on the hiring side or it's your candidate. Be willing to have the difficult conversations, lean in, be curious and have them. Because I will say, just historically for me, I hope my clients would agree, that I tell them when I come in, I'm like, I am like a huggable bear. There's going to be days that you are going to really like me and we're going to be like best buds. And then there's other days that I am going to swat at you like a bear because I'm going to challenge you and push you and call you out on the things that you believe are true or that you believe are fact and in fact are not, or they don't need to be sacred cows. We are going to upend those sacred cows, but I am going to swat at you. But at the same time, I'm going to give you a big hug at the end of it. I'm going to be your support. And I will say that because of that, because I was willing to challenge them, to have the difficult conversations, to push the envelope and to say, I'm going to call bullshit on that. And here's why. I feel like through that, I've gained their trust and their respect, and they view me as a trusted advisor and not just a helper in their business.
Once again, here's the key words: workforce family. I say that all the time to my clients. You're part of my family. You are. It's like you're part of my family. Everybody in contact with me is part of my family. And when you think that, you can hug them, you can give them a fist pump, then you can give them a little slap if they're not, following up. I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is that TLC, tender loving care in the staffing industry.
Yep, exactly. All right, Richard, this has been a great conversation. The takeaways: have the hard conversations, rethink your metrics, focus less on quantity and more on quality, and have those difficult conversations to be their partner, not their placer.
That's it. Till next time, be you, be real. Should I do it? Now,
Do it.
take care.